Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about Lesson 1, Healthy Aging, and what you could find in that lesson that will help you to um, develop methods to age better. This lesson begins with the video. If you click on the link, it will take you to a video in another window. And you can see it opens up in a small window. It starts almost immediately. If it's too small and you want it to become larger, you can take the pointer and put it on the edge and just scroll it down. You can also adjust the volume by clicking on this button here next to the little picture of the volume thing, and you can move your volume up and down. This tells you how far along you are. This gives you an idea of how much time is left, and this you can pause if you need to leave for a second and then resume. It isn't a long video though. I don't think it will take, I think it's about 4 or 5 minutes long. All right, and you can X out when you're done. There's a couple of other videos which also open up in other windows. They might look a little bit different. I know that there's a commercial attached to this one, but it's a very informative video which talks about how education can help with aging. And then this one, we actually meet a person who is 101 years old and has aged pretty darn well. Now we have a reading activity. So if you click on that, that takes you to another screen. And this is a symbol of something that represents a file, and we're waiting for the file to turn up. And there it is. Now if you want to print this file, you have a little printer right here, and if you click on that, it will print that file right onto your own computer. Use this scroll bar to scroll down in the document. And then if you need to see more of the page, you use the outside scroll, which you can't see, but there's an outside scroll there as well. You can make the document larger if you're having trouble seeing it, or you can make it smaller. All right. When you're done, just go back to where it says Summer 2010, and it will take you back to where you were. There's 3 different activities associated with this, and the activities are usually interactive, which means you do things instead of just reading and listening. In this first activity, we're going to find out what types of screenings you need based on your age and on your health. So just click on the next button and start answering the question. So you would just click and fill it in, type in your age by clicking there and typing in a number. Click whether you've had these diseases and what the answers are, and then just clicking the next button to keep going. There's also information on the side which is explaining why they're asking these questions. If you click on one of the questions, you will actually find out more information about that particular situation. When you're done, you can print your results and bring it to your doctor. So this is a good tool for determining what health screenings you need. In order to go back, you can hit the back button. You can't see it, but it's on the top of your browser. Just hit the back button. We'll take you back to where you were. This activity talks about stress. Again, you click on that, and it asks you a series of questions to determine what type of stress you have and how you handle that stress. Only click the things that are significant to you at this time. Sometimes there will be nothing that you'll be clicking. Okay, and then you hit the back browser back button and go back to where we were. This activity is actually a web quest, which is a lesson in itself. It takes you through, it defines a task. In this case, this is a portfolio of your health and how you can track your fitness. And then it takes you through a process. Now, this particular web quest was developed by a high school teacher. And so it is useful for high school students, but there's also things in it that you will find useful. So things are included in this web quest that you might be interested in. You're asked what your BMI is. Well, these are 3 different sites that will help you calculate your BMIs. You just click on the site, answer the questions with your feet, by your height with feet and inches, and your weight, and then compute BMI, and it will tell you what your BMI is. Okay, there's also tools to help you figure out what your caloric needs are, to help you figure out your ideal weight, how exercise affects your activity, And finally, it brings you to the My Pyramid page, which is a great page for finding out how the foods you eat are contributing to your health and also what your physical activity is. And ultimately, you can go to that same page and set up a quick plan. So you would type in your age and your sex and your weight and your height and your activity, and it will give you a plan on how much food you eat and how much activity you should be doing. So this is a good exercise to develop a plan. Also in this lesson is a reading, and if you click on that link, it's going to actually take you to a site where an entire book is contained. And this book contains information about starting an exercise program. It goes through each chapter, and this week we read the first chapter, Get Ready, but of course you can, by the way, you'll find that if you're aging healthy, you're probably doing some type of exercise or activity. This week we offer 3 different health and fitness tests. These are just things that I found in the news this week that I thought would be interesting. So again, you just click on it, it takes you to the site, and anytime you see something blue, if you click on that, it's going to take you to what I was trying to get you to look at. In this case, talking about dogs and how you can exercise with your dog. So just click on the next button and start seeing the pictures and reading about how you can exercise with your dog. All right. Also, how exercise was used for cancer patients, and a recent study that found that people with tidy homes were more likely to be active than those in messy homes. What a concept. This week includes a dish for the week. I know you're going to be having lots of barbecues this summer. Have you thought about a healthy potato salad? You can find that recipe there, and by clicking on the link, you can actually go to the site where the recipe was found. So, and while you're at that site, you might find some other recipes. This week we feature a website of the week, and since we're talking about healthy aging, what better spot than the Healthy Aging Center on infoaging.org. So you can find out all the information that people have about how to age well using these particular criteria. All right, a little quiz. What do you know about aging myths? So you can play aging poker. They're going to ask you a question. You say if it's true or false, and they'll tell you whether or not you're right, and they'll respond. So if you are correct, you'll get an extra little chip. If you're wrong, they'll take a chip away. To get to the next question, just click next question. All right, we'll go back. And then the final thing is the forum. So in the forum, this is a chance for you to say what you have learned, and I've started too, just to try to get people going. But there's lots of different ways to enhance your health as you age. You can, this week we learned some of them, so you can respond by either adding a new discussion topic by clicking that button there, and you can do your own subject. So in the other case, we talked about exercise. Let's talk about nutrition. Okay, a balanced diet is important. So I'm just typing right into the box. All right, so I learned that a balanced diet is important for healthy aging. I'm going to scroll down the page, and then I'm going to post it to the forum. It will come up with instructions that it was successfully added. I can click continue, and then it shows me all the different posts that people have done. Now I may want to comment on one of these posts, so I can just click on the post that I want to comment on. I would read it, and then I would reply. My favorite exercise is walking with my dog. All right, so I responded by talking about my favorite exercise, and then I posted that to the forum. And when you come back, again, continue, you can see that there's the post, and you can see that there's also the response. Now, to get back to your original page, you want to go back to this spot here. Otherwise, you're going to end up at a spot where it just lists all the different forums on our site. So whenever you get confused, just remember that this is your class, and if you hit that sum 2010, you go back to your site. So basically, that's all there is in this first lesson, Healthy Aging. Thanks for listening.